What a gorgeous launch.
When you get to our age, you go to the membership, you know. That's why you asked me how many square feet the bloody.
Okay, that should be right up front.
It'll be here somewhere. Firebox volume. You see? Firebox.
Firebox volume, steam produced.
You said this is Elliott Bay.
Total break area is
Elliott Bay hull number 71, I believe, and York compound engine number 17.
So 300, without the fittings, it's 308 kilograms.
Vertical fire tube boiler, York compound. Teal condensing.
Well, you got fireside heating area, you see this 1.07 square feet.
Per tube. So you got 38 tubes.
Elliott Bay propeller and skeg and rudder.
There it is. It's 25 square feet.
So Stuart named this boat, or this boat was originally named after the gentleman who started the boat. It was named after his daughter, who tragically passed away early in her life. And then Stuart ended up purchasing it from his estate and finishing the boat to a very high degree of standard, or very high standard rather. You have here a depth sounder and RPM, or tachometer rather. Hot well. York compound. And Stuart very cleverly used flexible tubing to oil the eccentric straps, which are incredibly difficult to get to, especially while underway. And he really did an outstanding job on this. Coal-fired. The firebox door is ahead of, on the front end of the firebox there. It's a vertical fire tube boiler. Dry firebox.
But I'm pleased with it. The guys like
Beautiful binnacle.
we were at Lake Rotawiti.
Really well put together. Very clean plant.
This is the second time I've been in the water. I know the third time. And
Very nice job on the woodwork, on the hull,
on the lake.
the deck, on the
Powering
cabin,
straight into the wind
cabin top.
on the waves.
He also cleverly
It just sleeves
made the white portion is removable on on the cabin top, so he can remove all the machinery with his gantry crane in the shop here, and just in case he needs to do some work on it, it makes it much easier to get out of the boat and work on the bench than it is to try and work upside down on your head in the boat.
Here's my condenser calcs. Rule of thumb, this is what we read up, 0.5 of a square foot surface area per house.
So underneath, you notice the exhaust coming from the engine, and under here is a feed water heater, heat exchanger. It is a spiral tube of copper coming from the feed pump down here, up through the copper tube and around the exhaust, and it's going counterflow, so it's wrapped around this way and going counterflow before it goes up into the boiler. And that counterflow, it's picking up more heat as it gets closer to the engine where it's hotter. And that heats up your feed water from the hot well. And before, when you pick the feed water pump, takes water from the hot well, pumps it through the feed water heater, the heat exchanger, and then pumps it into the boiler. So it's extracting more heat energy out of what's available, rather than having to burn more fuel to heat that water up.
There's
It's
enough
an efficient way
resistance on
of
the boat to lift
extracting
the main
energy
horsepower
that's free
based on that rule of thumb.
off the engine, or off that waste heat from the exhaust of the engine. His injector cleverly plumbed the overflow from his injector into this discharge here that is also used for the drain cocks on the engine. That way he can recover that water rather than it just going down into the bilge. So a very clever setup there too.
The engine's never going to do more than 430 RPM, but I'm never going to have more than 120 PSI on the boiler, because that's what it says.
Beautiful, beautiful job.
And I pressure tested it to 200 PSI.
All right, good, okay, so you're in good shape then,
So
yeah.
I think
430, you find it going pretty fast. It's always fun to watch it go a little bit slower. But 7.5 knots, yeah, I mean, that's
Now, while you're in the bathroom, I'm ashamed to admit that I've fitted an RPM gauge.
well, that's good.
So that I can,
Yeah,
so I can check the RPM, but I haven't tried it yet. That's only,
But the propeller is 41 inches in diameter and a 40-inch pitch. And so it's kind of pretty hard. We'd like to get something bigger, but when I had the guy repitch the propeller, he couldn't. Yeah. But it took a couple of years bugging him to do it. And actually, I told him, call my son. If you don't believe me, call my son. And so he called Wesley. I don't know what Wesley said to him, but he didn't argue with me after that. So maybe Wesley convinced him. But it's funny, some of these guys, they get ideas in it.
what are you doing there? Don't take video of my shed, Wes. I'm ashamed of my shed.
Well, it shows that you're actually working it. Those guys with the
I'll tell you, there's a
pristine
story about
sheds
this
don't actually
shed.
work in their
This
sheds.
shed never had a mezzanine floor in it.
Mm-hmm.
And all that crap up there on the mezzanine floor is our children's.
Oh yeah.
And once our son is in Dubai and our daughter's in London.
Oh, okay, so.
And I gave them 5 years, I says. And if you don't come and get it in 5 years, it's all going to the trash.
You hear that, Lee kids? You're on notice right now.
I've got uniforms from the fire department he worked for 10 years ago, stored away, yeah.
Yeah, I might be guilty of doing the same thing.
You think? So he's trying to get a shed similar. Well, he's thinking about a barn dominium, about 10 acres over there at the lake where you launched.
Follow the line.
Yeah, there's a dock, yeah.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah.
Now
This line is set up
took a ride
currently
with, John yesterday,
to help
and,
with pulling the boat
I was
off the
impressed
trailer.
John and Diana,
The line goes under,
in the middle of the rainstorm,
down to this block. So the winch is designed so you can help pull the boat off the trailer, and then you just reset it off the bow to pull it onto the trailer. Very, very clever setup. Also, notice the walkways are on the trailer. That's a very clever setup as well.
Down, it's a little bit of a worry. We've lost 40 psi.
fast, Stuart. Come on, take a turn. He drives like, this is Kelly Maree, like he drives his car. Like we're on a